Sometimes in life, we do the next thing without really making a choice about what it is that we want to do. Making decisions can get really exhausting, and sometimes our decision is simply to not make a choice. Hello everyone, welcome to Minimal Mindful Mama. I'm Katie Mixon, and here are some ways that I am working on living more intentionally. Personally, I want the way that I live to reflect my values. I want everything to align with what I believe in, and I want to make sure that I am actually making choices about the things that I do and not just drifting through life without really making any choices at all. Living intentionally is actually a lot harder than you would think. There's a lot of areas that this can trickle down into, and of course we're trying to focus on making progress and not perfection. And so here are the ways that I've decided that I personally like to focus on and try to live more intentionally in these areas, since I can't possibly be perfectly intentional about every single thing in my life. The first way that I'm working towards being more intentional is how I spend my money. Now, this is a big category, and you could apply it a number of different ways, but a few of the ways that I'm working on this are by thinking about the companies that I shop from, making sure that their values align with my values, making sure that the things that I'm purchasing are in the budget and things that I actually need and not just impulse purchases. Rather than immediately ordering something when I think of it, I'm trying to give it a few days and see if I can get creative with things I already have. And in a few days, if I still feel like I really need that item, then I'll go ahead and buy it. Another way I'm working on living more intentionally is in what I hold on to. There may be things that I used and needed in the past that I'm no longer using, or that my style has changed and I no longer like it. And I don't want to hold on to something just because I used it in the past. I want to make sure that the things that I have in my home that I'm keeping and that I'm giving that space to are all things that I love and that I'm using on a pretty regular basis, so that even the things in my home are there intentionally. I want my house to be functional and to serve our family's needs well. So anything in my home that is clutter or that we're not using or enjoying doesn't really have a need to be there, and it's taking up valuable space that could be used for other things that would make our lives better. I've been working on this for the last several years. I've done a lot of decluttering, as well as a lot of mental work to determine what our family's priorities are and what we want to focus on and what kinds of things would be helpful to have in our home. If you're interested in more of this, you can check out my decluttering playlist. I've also written an ebook that helps you to work through those priorities and serves as a step-by-step guide to help you and your family also determine what's important in your family, so that you also can live with intention. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, you can check that out in the link down below. That'll be a really helpful resource for you as you and your family begin your journey to living with more intention. The next way that I'm trying to be more intentional in my life is in the clothing that I wear. I've spent some time trying to determine my personal style so that I can only purchase pieces that I'll actually wear and enjoy time after time. And I've also been learning about how to spot quality pieces that will last rather than need to be thrown out or repaired after only a few wears. I discovered a few years ago that I was not aware of previously that a lot of clothing, especially fast fashion brands, not only is poorly made, but oftentimes is made by underpaid or even slave laborers. The oppression of others is not at all something that aligns with my values. And so it's something that I've been working hard towards, not supporting those kinds of brands or purchasing items of clothing that are not made according to my ethical values. This means trying to find ethical and sustainable brands to purchase from, or shopping secondhand to give items a second life after someone else is finished with them. The more that I've learned about this, the more it kind of all connects together. And so I've been working towards building a wardrobe that reflects my personal style and who I want to express myself as, that I feel amazing in and fits well, and also is high quality clothing that will last me for a lifetime, and that also is made in a way that is good for our earth, that can be mended or repaired, and that the workers along the way were paid as I would like to be paid. The next way I've been working towards being more intentional in my life is what I say yes to. This, again, comes down to your priorities. There are so many amazing opportunities out there, but sometimes you have to say no to good things because there's too many things filling up your schedule. I try to keep our calendar pretty open and have a lot of margin so that myself and my family don't feel too rushed and hurried or busy all of the time. I like to keep some space for us to just be home and be able to relax and not be running from activity to activity to activity. Especially with my children, there's a lot of amazing extracurriculars that would be really fun and we would really enjoy doing and could gain benefits from. However, if we have something every single night of the week and my kids are exhausted and run down, it's going to affect every aspect of their life. So making sure that I have a manageable schedule and being very choosy about the things that we say yes to has been a huge way that I've been trying to be intentional with my family's time. Another way I've been trying to live more intentionally is how I get rid of things when I'm done with them. Rather than everything just going in the garbage, I've been trying to make sure that I get as much use as possible out of items, and that if I'm finished using it, that I find that item a second home, whether that means that I sell it or donate it or recycle it or find someone that I can gift this item to. I've been loving using Buy Nothing groups on Facebook. If you haven't heard of Buy Nothing groups, you should definitely check them out. They're done locally, so you join the one of the neighborhood where you live, and it's a way for people to share items that they're no longer using and want to pass on to someone else who could use it. Treating items in this way, rather than just tossing them when I'm finished with them, has also really helped me to be more intentional when I'm purchasing items, because I'm thinking about the lifespan of the item and what I will do with it when we are finished using it. I don't want to purchase something that is then going to be broken or I'm going to no longer need in a short amount of time. And so it's really helped me with my budget as well. Another way I've been trying to be more intentional is in what I bring into my home. This sort of is like the shopping one, but it is a little bit broader in that even if something is free or gifted to us, I want to make sure that everything that comes through our doors into our home is aligning with our priorities and something that we will use. I don't want to store things that we're not going to be using. Our space is valuable. The time that it takes to clean our home is valuable. The time that it takes to dust the items in our home is valuable. And so I'm trying to be very intentional with our space, our time, our budget, and keep in mind that just because something is free, it doesn't mean that we need it. I'd love to hear in the comments down below how you've been being intentional in your life recently. Of course, this is something that will look different for every single person. So maybe for you, you've been really intentional about moving your body every day, or maybe you've been intentional in some other area. Whatever it is, I would love to hear it in the comments down below so that we can encourage each other And be sure to like this video and subscribe down below as well. I'd love if you check out some of my other videos as well if you are looking to be more intentional in your life and need some encouragement or inspiration. I should have lots of videos that will be helpful for you. Thanks again so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe before you go, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.